Qala imla Alhainaw Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Amashiach, Wamalaki, Bahashim, Harwat, Kakurash, Barakatham, Thawada Baba Ba, Waquam Yasharala. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who teach us daily. To the men out there teaching a likewise doctrine and say, Shalom. Today we're going to get into a video whereas Esau admits weather manipulation. Now, this past week, we just had a brutal storm that hit most states, a lot of states in the United States. Well, it's a bigger one coming, and you have Esau to blame. Now, true enough, this is the Lord's will. The Lord is using Esau to do this. But at the same time, Esau does it and he has no remorse. He doesn't care how it affects millions of households. This man is on a quest to be God. He wants to be God. And he doesn't care about people's losing power. And because of losing power, people freezing to death, people food going bad. You know, you can't take care of infants properly, old people properly. He doesn't care. So it's just like James chapter 2, verse 13. Roughly paraphrase, those who show no mercy shall have no mercy. So I'm gonna get into the video. It's not gonna be very long, but I just want to inform people of what this man is doing. You see what I'm saying? Okay, slack you for that. Let's get a copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Let's get the video. The name of this video is Esau Has a God Complex. Heads up for the brothers living on the East Coast. A bomb cyclone storm is coming.
If you live anywhere from the Carolinas up to Cape Cod, we've got to talk about this weekend. The signal is officially confirmed. We're looking at a classic bomb cyclone. This low-pressure center is going to undergo bombogenesis off the southeast coast. That basically means that the pressure is going to drop about 24 millibars in 24 hours, basically exploding in intensity as it races north. It starts forming off Georgia Saturday morning and then rips towards New England by Sunday. Now, I know everybody is obsessed with the snowfall map, but don't underestimate the winds with this one. I think we're going to see hurricane force wind gusts in the Outer Banks and eventually up there towards parts of Cape Cod. Therefore, I'm concerned about coastal flooding with this one, maybe even in the Delmarva area, but especially in Cape Cod and the Outer Banks. And we have to really think about widespread power outages as well, even in places that don't see a single flake of snow. So please don't be scared, but be prepared for a very rough weekend along the coast. Snow.
See, this is one of the guys responsible. You see that casual, prideful look on his face? Yeah. He's about to tell you how they did it.
Snow. Yeah.
Now, another thing you got to remember is one of the reasons that Esau doesn't care about how this storm, this manufactured storm affects people, because you have to remember Esau's end game, depopulation. But see, Esau thinks that he's going to get off on technicalities because he wasn't there when the person died. He feels like he's not responsible. But see, the Lord will hold you responsible. Now listen to this prideful Edomite.
Yeah, or in snow. It's actually way easier to make snow.
than it is rain.
Why is that?
So you know how the material freezes the liquid in the cloud? That means that the cloud has to be cold enough for you to freeze it in the first place, which generally means that it's cold beneath the cloud too. Now, with respect to rain, we're operating in Utah, Colorado, Oregon, California, and Texas. It's all rain in Texas, so we've been in our own rain there. Out in West Texas and the Trans-Pecos, the Panhandle. That's been pretty cool.
Yeah, that's got to be pretty.
He says pretty cool to bring storms like this on people, unusual storms, violent storms. He says pretty cool. Yeah. Keep that same energy, baby. Earn your judgment.
It's got to be a weird feeling, knowing that that's your rain.
Like I said, that's the second most important thing that I've ever done in my life.
What is the agent?
Yeah, so silver iodide. That is what has been used in one form or another for the last 60 years. Its crystal structure is almost identical to ice. So that plus a couple other material properties make the water freeze onto it very well. We use so little of it, about 50 grams per 100,000 plus acres, that there's no accumulation, no measurable or consequential accumulation in the soil for humans or for farms or for ecosystems. All that being said, though, well, actually, the first point is most cloud seeding operations in the past have used flares. So they'll burn a flare that aerosolizes the silver iodide. But in the flare, there's a bunch of other junk materials, right? People get concerned about aluminum or stuff like that in the flares. So we don't use that because we don't want any additional additives beyond what is explicitly and exclusively for rainmaking.
You mean other materials outside of chemtrails? See, these devils, all they care about, they're about poison. Poison.
So our aerosol dispersion system just uses silver iodide. Something that we're working on right now is totally organic material found in American soil that is biodegradable, that is more effective and actually costs less per gram than silver iodide. We have a bunch of lab testing to do before we roll that out to the field, and then we need to do all the regulatory permissions at the EPA and otherwise. But silver iodide is what we've used for the last 7 months.
When do you think you'll introduce the other agent?
January 2026.
Coming up, another 6 months. Nice.
I hope y'all heard that. So these people are responsible for all this snow outside. Let's get some scriptures. I see why the Lord gonna get rid of y'all. And I don't have any issues with it whatsoever. Second Thessalonians chapter 2. We start at verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. What does perdition mean? It means chaos, anarchy, destruction. The son of perdition has been revealed. Look at all the damage Trump and ICE is doing. Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called Yahweh, or that is worship, so that he as Yahweh sitteth in the temple of Yahweh, showing himself that he is Yahweh. This man want to control the weather like the Lord does. That's above your pay grade, homie. Now, true enough, the Lord gave you the technology and the tools to do this, but it's only for you to be judged. This is another checkbox in your wickedness section that you will be judged for. Because a lot of people are not going to survive this. Like I said, Esau thinks he's going to escape judgment through technicalities. Well, I wasn't there when they died. No, but you are the cause. And the Lord sees murder as murder. Now this is I got some more scriptures. Let's go to the book of Job. This explains why Esau is so hard-headed. Let's go down a little bit. We can start at verse 7. Wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yeah, are mighty in power. Their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of Yahweh upon them, not yet. Their bull genereth and filleth not, their cow calveth, and casteth not her calf. They send forth little ones like a flock, and their children dance. They take a timbrel and harp, and rejoice at the sound of the organ. They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. See, they just live their life deliciously, not worried about nothing. But check this out. Therefore they say unto Yahweh, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. See, but this is a Christian God-fearing country. When the spirit of Esau rejects the Lord, and the Lord rejects him right back. Verse 15, what is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray unto him? See, hard-headed. Well, you know what? Actually, it's not, because Esau wasn't created to worship Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. He was created to be the Lord's adversary. So he in his right little spot. Verse 16, lo, their good is not in their hand. The counsel of the wicked is far from me. See? Now let's go to book of 1 Timothy. But see, when they forecast this on the news, they don't tell you who's responsible for it, though. See? First Timothy chapter 6, verse 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called. This is not science, this is witchcraft. And they're going to be dealt with. Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 14. We can start at chapter 12, verse 3. There can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil, nor to him that giveth no alms. Always trying to figure out how to make your life miserable just because they bored. They ain't got nothing else to do. Just like the day I heard in a video, this year in 2026, they're going to start installing kill switch software in cars. I'm glad I got an old school. I ain't got time for no mess like that. These people will cut your car off when they get in their feelings. That's what they want. You don't have to break a law or a rule. All it takes for them to cut your car off remotely is for them to get in their feelings. And what do we tell y'all about technology? Esau is going to weaponize it. Anything that is tied to the internet can be hacked. That goes beyond a Tesla. This applies to smart houses. Because the same way you can use a little code to get in your house, Esau can hack your house. He can hack it to the point where he locks you out of your own shit. Y'all depending on technology too much, because Esau is going to use it to ensnare you. It's like he weaponizes everything. Okay, this is Book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Now let's go down a little bit to verse 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. Exactly. Because he's always the culprit behind your adversity. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. Exactly. Chapter 13, verse 5. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yeah, he will make thee bear and not be sorry for it. It's like he's making all these people bear when their power goes out and their food spoil. He ain't gonna be sorry for it. Chapter 14, verse 7, and if he do it good, he do it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. The envious man have a wicked eye. He turned away his face and despises men. I mean, you ain't gonna do this to nobody you love. So what's the default? This man hates everybody because he doesn't like himself. Because he wants to be us, not Esau. But guess what? You are Esau, buddy. Look at the wickedness you do. Ain't nowhere in hell you could possibly be a righteous Israelite with your track record of wickedness. Thousands and thousands of years of wickedness. But you want to be an Israelite. Boy, stop. Your lot is already made and your judgment is already set. Now let's go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17. Verse 5. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusteth in man and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord Yahweh. That's what I was talking about when I was saying y'all trust technology too much. This man's going to weaponize it and use it against you. That's what happens when you trust in man. No, I take that back. That's what happens when you trust in Edom. Let's get this one. Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 29. Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord Yahweh, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency. And thine enemy shall be found liars upon thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places, revealing their secrets. Everything they've been doing behind the scenes is being exposed. That's treading on their high places. And the biggest secret they've been trying to protect for years and years, is the fact that, first of all, they're not the people of the Lord. But the biggest secret they've been trying to keep is who the Lord's people really is. Cat out the bag now. So with Esau's backwards logic and thinking, he was like, well, the cat out the bag now, we might as well go all the way in. Exactly. Go all the way in and earn your judgment so you can go into captivity, because everybody tired of you, bruh. Everybody, even your women. So like you had to sip a little tea. Let's keep rolling. Go to Job chapter 13. Verse 4, but ye are forgers of lies, you are physicians of no value. So all they do is lie. Well, if they don't lie, they just pretend to forget to tell you information. You know what I'm saying? But see, purposely leaving out pertinent information is the same as lying. In the Lord's eyes, yeah. because you purposely leaving out information that'll either benefit the person you debating with or whatever. Just like in the court, in Esau's courtrooms, they won't allow evidence in if it makes you innocent. They say it's inadmissible. See what I'm saying? It's the same shit. They won't allow a piece of evidence in their courtroom that is going to set you free. No, because free is not that's not the goal. The end game is to get free labor through prison slavery, or free slavery through prison labor. So that's why they railroading the Israelites to prison, lying on Israelites just to get free labor. But that's cool though, because of the fact that everything you have done, you about to get back done to you double. Psalm chapter 58, verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And part of them speaking lies is purposely leaving out pertinent information. That's the same as lying. Let's go to Isaiah. Chapter 29, verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord Yahweh, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? You think they're getting away with some shit? No. The Lord is giving you plenty elbow room and he giving you enough rope to hang yourself. And you're going to do it just like the idiot you are. Man, my nose is slacking. Yep. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. See, you're earning your judgment. Just because you ain't got judged yet, I wouldn't get too cocky. I would be very afraid. But that's all right, though. That fear gonna take you. It's gonna take you on a ride that you ain't never been on before. Let's go to Joel. That ain't it. Okay, we can get a few more and close. Let's go back to Sirach chapter 10. This is the book of Sirach chapter 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries. It's gonna cause a lot of injury. Injuries and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And that's what's about to happen. Because Esau, being the idiot that he is, he's going to destroy his own kingdom. Now, remember when I said that Esau going to go through everything he put us through double? But first, after he get through all his punishment, he gonna be exterminated. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquities of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. So if it ain't no more Edomite men, it ain't gonna be no more Edomites being born, because in order to bring forth an Edomite, you have to have a seed of an Edomite. But if it ain't no more men to create seed, there's not going to be any more Edomites being born. Right now, their numbers are suffering severely. It's like they're being faded out. This is one of the triggers of their anger. But they're going to try to play victim, talking about they're being replaced. No. Who told you to introduce feminism to your women? You gave them a choice, and they chose Jake. They did not choose your weak, inferior, defected ass. All these Edomite men out here so-called suffering from mental illness, so-called, just to get time off their punishment. It's not mental illness. They was just born wicked. But let's just entertain that. Let's just say it is mental illness. How are you superior when you got all these cases of mental illness running around? That sounds like a birth defect to me. So how are you superior? The Lord just created you to be the wicked, and you do goofy shit. You the weirdest one out of the two-legged family. I'm not gonna say human, because that's not what you are. So I would say you are the weirdest of the two-legged family, the upright walkers. Because just because you can walk on two legs and speak a language does not make you human. That's why the world ain't gonna trip out when you are exterminated, the whole nation of Edom, because you brought nothing to this planet but death, violence, and destruction. Let's get this one. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 39. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, the Lord causes everything to happen on this planet, but he uses Esau for two things: to bring wickedness upon the people that the Lord wants to be judged, and to use all Esau's actions against him to judge him. You've been in the trick bag. Let's get this one. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. See, this is why we tell y'all, don't be scared of ice coming to your door. Be afraid of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai sending ice to your door. Verse 40. For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever. If I whip my glittering sword and mine hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to mine enemies and will reward them that hate me. Who hates the Lord? Esau. I will make mine arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh. and that with the blood of the slain of the captives from the beginning of the revenges upon the enemy. Verse 43, rejoice, ye O nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants, and will render vengeance to his adversaries, and will be merciful unto his land and to his people. You ain't his people, Esau. Go to the book of James, chapter 2, verse 13. For he shall have judgment without mercy that hath showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. Yeah, you in trouble, homie. Because see, the Lord put you in a trick bag by not giving you empathy. So you are totally oblivious to the wickedness that you're doing and how it affects other people on a spiritual scale. But see, due to the fact that you have never been punished for your wickedness, the Lord set you up for your pride to grow off the charts. So you can do more wickedness. So you can earn your judgment. So you can be judged, go into captivity for 1,000 years and be exterminated. So yeah, you are, for all those people over there in that land trying to say they us, the chosen, the nation of Edom is the only nation in the Bible chosen for extermination. So yeah, you chosen for something. Isaiah chapter 59. Start at verse 7. Their feet run to evil and they make haste to shed innocent blood. Their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity. Wasting and destruction are in their paths. That storm is going to produce wasting and destruction. That's why he's going to be found guilty. Verse 8, the way of peace they know not, and there is no judgment in their goings that have made them crooked paths. Whosoever goeth therein shall not know peace. Esau don't know what peace is. That's why he's not created to live on this planet forever and ever and ever like the Israelites. Because see, the Lord created Esau to punish us. Our punishment is almost over. But all the other nations, especially Esau, they're at the beginning of theirs. That's why they can't start their cars crying. And hardship ain't even kicked in yet for real. Society's still up and running. Wait till it collapses. Then it's going to be dog eat dog world. Survival of the fittest. You think these entitled ass Edomites know how to survive anything? No, because they never built anything. They just stole some shit that was already up and running, already established. And one of the reasons I think they produce all these storms is to strike fear in people and to control them. Book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 3, verse 2. Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it, and say to it, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Yeah, he finna do all this to you, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity. In the time of their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. You heard, buddy. So yeah, it's pretty cool. You're destroying hundreds of thousands of lives, and that's pretty cool. Okay, bet. Verse 7, and I will make Mount Seir most desolate and cut off from it him that passeth out and him that returneth. Verse 11, therefore as I live, said the Lord power, I will even do according to thine anger and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them. And I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. And thou shalt know that I am the Lord, and that I have heard all the blasphemies which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are given to us to consume. Thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, when the whole earth rejoices, I will make thee desolate, as thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate. So will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it, and they shall know that I am the Lord. That's all you so-called white people. Jeremiah chapter 9, verse 5. Listen to this. And they will deceive everyone his neighbor, and will not speak truth. They have taught their tongue to speak lies. Listen to this. And weary themselves to commit iniquity. That means going above and beyond the call of duty to commit wickedness. Just like you weary yourself to commit iniquity, you're going to weary yourself in captivity, building palaces for these kings. See, we can close Obadiah chapter 1. Verse 2, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou greatly despised. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? That's the same pride Buddy had in the video. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence would I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh. Verse 9, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Verse 15, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. Verse 18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau a stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. Keep earning your judgment. Because when you go into change, this earth is going to rejoice. I'm talking about block parties. And you ain't gonna be able to do shit but fester in your own hatred, fester in your own regret, your own wickedness. That is no way to live. But you gonna find that out real soon. Call halayim la lahaya now Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, Wa Malakia, by Hashem, Harwat, Bakakwarash, Barakathum, the water by Babal, Wakwam Yasharala. Shalom.